Guys fired up, man.
Yeah.
You know?
It's good.
Well, I guess kind of the big question for people is, you know, Jordy back at practice. How's he been looking, and where are you guys at?
Yeah, Jordy's good. He's where exactly I'll use him in the lineup, I don't know. We're going to stay with the small lineup for sure for Michigan, but he's practiced well, and there's a couple new plays. He's like, Coach, you got to help me out with these new plays. You know, we'll have him up to speed. He's got fresh legs.
I was going to say, I mean, how do you kind of integrate them, and do you plan on doing that tomorrow night?
You know what? We haven't talked about it much, but certainly those guys that have been with us, you know, are going to get a crack first. But I wouldn't be surprised if we play Jordy. And I mean, there's no sense not to. You know, it is what it is. We've had talks at great lengths, and I believe in Jordy. I think he can help our team, and that's what matters most.
How's the reception been from the guys, obviously, that have, you know, been with him, but then been here without him as well?
Well, you know, he spoke to the team before, and I thought he gave a very heartfelt talk about, you know, he felt bad too. There's no doubt about it, and the guys stood up and clapped for him. So I thought that was nice, and I said, now we move forward, and you know, that's in the rearview mirror.
But for you, I mean, it's just kind of an awkward situation, I'm sure, for you to be dealing with this, you know, mid-season anyway. How's, you know, this affected you, and how have you handled it?
Well, a few sleepless nights, so I get the raccoon eyes. Other than that, you know, when they give you the handbook at Mary College on Coaching 101, that wasn't in there, but you learn, and you learn a lot, and I like Jordy. I think he's a good kid. I think that he was really frustrated with so many things, and it wasn't just basketball. And so he's a good kid, and we're going to insert him back. And I'm just glad that this will be the last time I'm talking about it.
When you look at the rest of the schedule, as far as potential signature victories for an NCAA tournament resume, doesn't seem to be a whole lot of opportunities, but this Thursday night's probably one of them. Is that something, a talking point that you're giving the team of the importance of this game as far as the big picture is concerned?
The only thing I said is this team walked in here and we set a school record last year. And if that's what we want our legacy to be, then I'll be damned. That's not the way it's going to happen. So I've talked a lot about that. My father's, 91 years old. And he calls me yesterday and says, "Those kids better be mad." You know, I mean, so then that got me mad, and you know, when the old man's stepping in trying to help coach the team. But he's right. You know, I guess that's what I've thought most about. And you know, you never know how the season's going to play out either. With, you know, if Minnesota gets their mojo back, if you know, how the Big Ten tournament slides, you know, what games you might get there. So you can overthink that too.
What are your thoughts on this Michigan team?
They're really good. You know, Coach Beilein is I wish I just had 1/100th of his power on offense, because he's a wizard, and he does a really nice job. And Mo Wagner is a really difficult matchup. You know, Charles Matthews is settled in very nicely. Rockman's playing well. You know, the Simpson kid runs the team. Jordan Poole, who we recruited, has done a great job for him off the bench, and Isaiah Livers is a nice player too. And then you blink and you got a guy like Duncan Robinson coming off the bench, where you know he can go crazy on threes, and so they've got plenty of firepower, and they're good defensively. I'm sure we'll see a combination like we did against Illinois, man and zone alike, and we'll be ready to go.
You know, people talk a lot about, you know, the Michigan State and Wisconsin and teams like that. They're always at the top. You know, it seems like in the conference standings, but Michigan every year is right there as like a top 5 team, and they don't seem to get maybe the respect for that. I mean, what's your take on, you know, maybe being underappreciated there?
Yeah, I do think Michigan is an underappreciated team in our league. I mean, they've been since I've been here. You know, they've been in the championship game along with Wisconsin, and that's one of those things. As you look at it, I just think, you know, and the fact they're just ranked, I just kind of chuckle at that. Like, they're good. And I think by the end of the year, you know, we said last year when they beat us at home, like I said, that is a really good team. They're going to make a deep run, and they went to the Elite Eight, I think. And, you know, he's got them going again, and they might not have quite as much weaponry as they had last year, but it doesn't make them any less of a team. They're probably a top, again, 10 team in the country last year at the end of it. And so, you know, this team's just a top 25 team.
Tim, is there a common thread why they've had your number?
I think that, you know, that system that we've seen in the past, the 5-out with 4 shooters, we'd struggle in the pack line, and now we play the modified pack, is what I call it, just so Coach Molinari doesn't have a heart attack. But you know, we're spread out a little more, but I think we can be spread out a little more. We're a little longer, a little more athletic. We got more rim protection. But these guys spread you out anyway, so it really doesn't matter. So I think we've got a solid game plan. I think the guys understand it, and I think we'll handle it better than we have in the past.
Get a sense of what this place is going to be like tomorrow night, getting them at home. And I mean, Tim, if you look at the remaining home games, this is
it's a marquee.
This is the big one for the fans.
Yeah, this is a marquee game. I look at even Penn State's going to be good at the end of the year. That'll be an important game. But Maryland obviously is going to be a big game too. So, but this, you know, when Michigan comes in, that should get everybody's attention. I mean, Michigan's a blue blood, you know, every sport imaginable. They're a big time university. So, you know, these are the games that you take the job for. You know, it's really exciting to put yourself up against the best, and that's what we're looking forward to doing.
Think they'll sell beer tomorrow night?
Afterwards.
Tim, I don't know if you saw or not, but there was a report today that obviously they're not going to vote on it until 2019, but the transfer rule, some source is 95% sure that it's going to be kind of free reign transfers, and there's a lot of differing opinions on what that means for college basketball. I don't know how much you got a chance to look at it, but do you have a take?
I heard about it when I was in the locker room. The coaches were talking about it. They must have seen it on social media or whatever. And I know it's been talked about. You know, here's the point I'm at. Take us down to 11 scholarships, right? We have 350 teams. You know, that. Just do the math times 13. How many Division I players? Most people transfer down, which means there's too many scholarships, right? So, if you want to stop if you're going to allow them to transfer, we should take our scholarships down, give them to an Olympic sport, give them to Darren in baseball or whatever, you know, and make your athletic department thrive. Let Division II basketball thrive. Let, you know, everybody. The trickle-down effect will be a positive thing, and nobody gets deprived, really. I mean, are there a few less scholarships out there? I mean, yeah, for Division I, but at the same time, with all the transferring, it tells me there's maybe it's time to relook at how we allocate things and what we have. Now, if you have 11 and you redshirt 1 and you're playing 9, you only got one guy ticked off at you, you know, hopefully. And so maybe there'll be less transferring that way. So that's my kind of deal on the whole thing. I felt that way for years, though. I felt like we should go down to 12 or 11 scholarships.